The Miami Dolphins currently have third overall pick in the 2021 draft. And today I'm going to be discussing basically what they should do with the third overall pick. And it'll have a couple of scenarios. One, them drafting at number 3. And two, if my pick that I picked decided to get picked before them, let's say the Jets like to screw things up and the Jets get the guy that I want for the Dolphins to get, they weren't in a different scenario on what should we do or whether we trade down or not. So before we get into this, I would like to lay out that whatever Deshaun Watson rumors that you guys been hearing about, any situations, we're going to throw that off the table. The Dolphins did not get Deshaun Watson, and it is draft night, and we currently still have the third overall pick, and the Jaguars are currently on the clock. With the third overall pick, we're basically, if the Jets do get a quarterback at number 2, we're getting the best non-quarterback prospect in the entire draft, which is a couple of different positions for guys. When you look at the Miami Dolphins, offense was probably the biggest weakness that we had when you look at everything as a whole, especially on the wide receivers, the running backs, and the offensive line. Now, offensive line already had 3 rookies last year. Those guys are still going to be developing, and last year was just crazy. No off season, COVID kind of ruined things. It's kind of hard to basically pinpoint everything so great about somebody or everything so bad about somebody, because last year really didn't give us a full evaluations of what we should need or see. There are 2 people and I think the Miami Dolphins should go after. One is Oregon's offensive lineman, Penei Sewell. Probably the greatest prospect of this draft that's not a quarterback, of course. He is a offensive lineman that will be put anywhere and really have high expectations to be a superstar, basically the next Quentin Nelson when he came in. The second guy I think the Dolphins go after is Alabama wide receiver Devontae Smith. First Heisman winning wide receiver since 1991. Had a phenomenal, year. Phenomenal career, really. And I think those are the 2 biggest, names that the Dolphins are going to be talking about and discussing which one is more important. Dolphins wide receiver group was, I would say, pathetic. Everyone kept getting hurt. Everyone was dropping balls. No one was able to get separation. And it don't matter who your quarterback is. If your guys can't get open, they can't catch the ball, you ain't doing nothing on offense. Devontae Smith, like I said, Heisman winning wide receiver, someone special. He played with Tua when he was with Alabama. They have a great chemistry together already. They know how each other works and strengths and weaknesses. That's a big plus for Tua and the Miami Dolphins. You don't get guys like that. You got guys coming in learning new things, learning how your quarterback or your wide receiver or your tight end, whatever position it is, and trying to build the chemistry. That chemistry is already there. Even though they took a year hiatus from each other, I still think if Devontae Smith does get drafted to the Miami Dolphins, that chemistry and that connection, right back to where they were. If I had to pick the 2, I would choose Devontae Smith. And yeah, I said it before all you guys want to start going off and all that. We ain't not getting a quarterback at number 3. Whether you guys like Tua or not like Tua, you got to give Tua the benefit of the doubt. COVID came and ruined everything. He had no training camp, had no off season, had no preseason, and was working with, like I said, a underachieving offense. I thought Tua did great for in the position that he was in. Now, a lot of things on Tua. Like I said, he had all those things coming in, weren't able to do things. He was also rehabbing an injury that almost took him out of football for the rest of his life. So he wasn't worried about first team reps and learning all these new things. He was worried about, can I play football again? What can, not trying to get hit right now while I'm still healing. So, yeah, he wasn't going to get all those things. The second thing about Tua Tagovailoa is I think he was being held back. Chan Gailey, a lot of you probably saw, offense was completely different than what it was with Ryan Fitzpatrick. I think Tua was put in the position of, hey, our defense is so great, let's not, gunsling it, let's not be aggressive, and just don't turn over the ball. So I think we're fine at quarterback next year. I think Tua is going to be getting a full evaluation. He's going to have a preseason, and if they have preseason, I don't know yet. He's going to have training camp. He's going to have an off season. He's going to be working first team reps. He is going to get the stuff that he needs that he did not get last year. Also, Ryan Fitzpatrick will not be taking anything from him. I don't see Ryan Fitzpatrick coming back. So he doesn't have to worry about that. He is worried about, how am I going to be a better quarterback and how am I going to make this team succeed? And the only way to make this succeed is how we're going to give Tua weapons. Devontae Smith is the big weapon. At number 3, the Dolphins should draft Devontae Smith. No questions and ifs or buts. I get it. We have a great prospect at offensive line. But like I said, we have 3 offensive linemen who were rookie last year start. Yeah, they didn't do so hot, but let's be real here. Did you do so great in your first couple weeks at your job? Probably not. Don't expect them to be, superstars. It's very rare to find a superstar guy coming into the draft and to be plugged in to be a superstar. Very rare. It's always nice to find one of those guys, but 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get those guys. Not yet. Got to give them a year or two. Now, what if the Jets decide to screw everything up? So screw the Dolphins. We're going to keep Sam Darnold, and we're going to get Devontae Smith at number 2. What happens then? Well, at number 3, 2 things could happen. We get Sewell. All right, that's the next best player, on my list. Offensive line still something to look forward to. Why not get him? Or we can think about trading down, getting some extra picks. I have 4 teams I think the Miami Dolphins are going to trade with, or trade potentials. That's what the number 4, Falcons, number 5, Bengals, number 7, Lions, number 9, Broncos. And the most intriguing one of them all is the Bengals. Why? They need offensive linemen. And that was their biggest problem last year. Joe Burrow had no protection whatsoever, and that was the reason why he tore his ACL. They want to get this man some protection. Penei Sewell will not last past 3. No question about it. And the Dolphins don't get him 3, and he gets 4, Falcons going to get him regardless. He will not make it to the Bengals at 5. Unless something crazy happens like the Lamar Tunsil thing, drugs, whatever, or DUI, gets arrested, I don't know. He's not going to be there at 5. The Bengals are going to try hard to trade with the Miami Dolphins. They're going to try to trade for the Miami Dolphins before, even if Devontae Smith is available. And I think that the Bengals is a perfect opportunity to rob them. All right, we tried to trade 3 first-round picks for Joe Burrow last year, and they declined us. Now, vice versa. They need this offensive lineman to succeed. And we're in the position to say yes or no. We could rob them getting more of probably what number 3, jumping 2 spots is worth. Obviously, we're going to swap, the 3rd and the 5th pick. I'm going to take the 2nd. I'm going to take your 1st next year. But I feel like you can rip a couple of middle round, late rounds, either this year or next year. I think we could pick up a 4th round pick from the Bengals as well on top of all that. I think all the other guys, you swap firsts. You take their 2nd. I mean, you're trading a 3rd overall pick. That is worth a lot. And then most of these guys are 1st. The only team I think we probably aren't going to get a 2nd first is the Atlanta Falcons, because we're only trading down 1 spot, and whatever guy they get, it's not going to hurt us too deeply because we'll just get the other guy basically. So probably not going to get as much, but I think the Bengals is the biggest one. Now, the Lions and the Broncos possibly potentially looking for quarterbacks if the Jets don't get a quarterback and they draft Devontae Smith or Sewell, whatever. The second best quarterback prospect is still available, whether it's Kyle Trask or Justin Fields or Zach Wilson and Mac Jones, whatever the teams think is the second best option for them for quarterback. Those guys are going to jump up at number 3 as well. Denver, we can probably rip a lot more than they should just for the fact that they're jumping from 9 to 3. That's a big jump. Because, like I said, 3, you're getting the best prospect that's not a quarterback, unless it is a quarterback. So I swap firsts, take their second, get a first next year, and you can probably get maybe a 4th, 5th this year. And probably grab another late round pick next year. You can get about 4 or 5 picks next year for the Broncos. And if they say no, it's like, all right, you don't get the quarterback of your future. That's fine. You wait till 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever. But we could be trading with somebody else. So if we do trade down, whether it's 5, 7, or 9, who are the other guys we should go after? I have 3 guys. I think we're still going to go on the offensive side. I know that defensive lineman is still something biggest need for the Dolphins, but with the top 10 pick, I don't see the Dolphins going defense. That's going to be a late first round, probably going into second round. I have 2 wide receivers and a running back. One is Najee Harris, Alabama. Guy was phenomenal, almost a Heisman candidate as well, behind Mac Jones and Devontae Smith. Probably the best running back coming out of this draft. I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking homeboy from Ohio State, but I think he broke his collarbone, which is something to really look at. I mean, definitely he's injury too, blah, blah, blah. Listen, you pick your poison. If you guys want to go after Tua for that, go after homeboy with that too. Najee Harris is best running back in the draft. We absolutely need a running back. I don't see Myles Gaskin or Achman or even Matt Breida just really ripping it out and being 1,300 yard rusher, getting 10-plus touchdowns and breaking ankles left and right. I just don't see it. They had the opportunity last year, and I think Najee Harris, doesn't really matter how bad our offensive line is. He is going to be great regardless. He good at the passing game too. He's like, I want to say he's on the level of Christian McCaffrey or whatnot, but maybe the next Delvin Cook, which is definitely going to help too. Other 2 guys are wide receivers. One is Jalen Waddle, and I know you guys are like, why you picked a lot of Alabama guys? Well, a couple of reasons. First, Alabama's offense was fantastic. Phenomenal. Was one of the best under Nick Saban, and are all good. 2, Tua has connections. Tua has chemistry with these guys. That should play a big part coming into, bringing in a wide receiver. Jalen Waddle, the only downside of him, he's sustained a significant injury during the year. He did come back in the national championship, but he definitely wasn't 100%. The other guy is Jamar Chase. He phenomenal year 2019, the year that the LSU Tigers went to win the national championship. He had 84 catches for 1,780 yards, 20 touchdowns. And he averaged about 21.2 yards a catch. That is phenomenal. Deep threat, speedy guy. The only problem is, that was with Joe Burrow. He did not play this season. He didn't play a single snap. He sat out, didn't want to play because of COVID. Didn't really see what he could produce without Joe Burrow, with another different quarterback. And a lot of you guys are like, whoa, you did great, that's all you're worth. Yeah, but some receivers play a lot better with different quarterbacks. Definitely look at the New England Patriots. All wide receivers, Julian Edelman, Wes Welker, all those guys, guarantee you if Brady was behind there, those guys weren't going to be shit. So I think quarterback does play in a lot. And because he didn't have the chance to play this year with, kind of just a bad team overall, even if they were bad, if he played and just showed out still, put up really good numbers, that would have definitely been, you should be the second or third best wide receiver in the draft. He probably still is. It's just, it might hurt him because you didn't get to evaluate him because of that. But Brian Flores is and his crew are really good at scouting. They might be able to see some other stuff that we probably don't see, but that is something to pay attention to going to the draft, depending who's available. Now, if Najee Harris and Jalen Waddle are both gone, say we trade for the, with the Broncos and those guys go off, and all that's left is Jamar Chase, then yeah, I would probably go after Jamar Chase then, but he is definitely the last pick between the other two guys. So, offense is probably the big, like I said, is the big thing the Dolphins are looking for at number 3, or potential 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever, if they trade down. But all in all, Devontae Smith is the guy to go for number 3. No questions, and if or buts. That's what they should do. I think that's the biggest need, and I know a lot of you guys are going to sit there and complain, well, Devontae Smith is too high at 3. And all I got to say is if that's one of the biggest needs in this draft, you go for it, all right? When's the next time we're going to get a Heisman candidate or a Heisman winner that's not a quarterback? Wide receiver, running back. Probably the next 15 years, maybe even longer, because it's basically only quarterbacks that win Heisman now. Yeah, we had a couple of running backs the last couple of, not too long ago, but they had to be very, very, very special players, and Devontae Smith was a very special player. So if he's available and he's up for grabs, that is the guy to get. Don't care if it's too high up. It's a big need. It's a lot of reasons why, him and Tua and all that, but Devontae Smith, number 3, if not, a number of those guys are also available if we do trade down, and those are the teams I think we're going to trade out. We are not trading out of the top 10. I don't see that happening unless someone gave us the biggest steal ever. Like, they pull some Saints, give us all your picks for this pick, something like that. You give us over half your picks. Might consider that, but I don't see us staying, leaving the top 10. But that will do it for you guys. That's who I think the Miami Dolphins go after at number 3 in the first, our first pick of the draft. Let me know down below who you think the Dolphins should go after in the draft. And yeah, thank you for your time for watching this video, and hope you guys have a blessed day, blessed week, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you very much.